Right, in other global news, after the fall of the Assad regime in Syria, neighboring nations have taken decisive actions to secure their borders. Jordan, Lebanon and Turkey sealed their borders, limiting movement to essential crossings only. Jordan closed its Jaber border crossing, that is the only operational crossing with Syria. The Jordanian Interior Minister said that while Jordanian nationals and trucks will be permitted to return home, all outgoing traffic to Syria will be prohibited. Now, this closure is especially important for Jordan, that has been majorly impacted by the large number of Syrian refugees since the civil war began in 2011. Lebanon has closed most of its land border crossings with Syria, allowing only limited access through the Masna crossing, which remains open primarily for Syrian nationals. Now, Lebanese army has deployed extra units to the northern and eastern borders, and this decision was made in response to repeated Israeli airstrikes in the region. Turkey, on the other hand, has sealed its borders to prevent potential infiltration by militants while actively supporting opposition forces in northern Syria. Additionally, both Israel and Turkey have increased their military readiness along their borders with Syria to deter potential threats. Now, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had said that he ordered the Israeli military to seize a UN-patrolled buffer zone between the Israeli and Syrian-controlled Golan Heights. Netanyahu claimed a 1974 disengagement agreement with Syria has collapsed, so he directed the military on Saturday to seize the buffer zone and the commanding positions nearby, calling the fall of Bashar al-Assad a historic day in the history of West Asia. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stated that the fall of Bashar al-Assad was a direct result of Israel's military actions against Hezbollah and Iran.
זה יום היסטורי בתולדות המזרח התיכון. משטר אסד, חוליה מרכזית בציר הרשע של איראן, המשטר הזה נפל. זוהי תוצאה ישירה של המכות שהנחתנו על איראן ועל חיזבאללה, התומכות העיקריות של משטר אסד. זה יצר תגובת שרשרת ברחבי המזרח התיכון.
Meanwhile, U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has made it clear that he intends to distance the United States from involvement in Syria's protracted civil war. Now, in a social media post, Trump said Syria is a disaster, but it is not our ally, stressing that the U.S. should have no involvement in the conflict. On the other hand, U.S. President Joe Biden has decided to meet with his national security advisors over Syria on Sunday. Now, French President Emmanuel Macron expressed his support for the fall of Bashar al-Assad's regime. In a social media post, he stated that the barbaric state has fallen at last. He also paid tribute to the Syrian people for their courage and patience during the long conflict. The United Arab Emirates, a key player in the region, has expressed concern over the situation. UAE has put out that they are extremely worried about extremism and chaos in Syria.
Now, there was a major failure, basically, in politics and policy, because Assad did not really use the sort of, lifeline that was thrown to him by various Arab countries, including the UAE, and did not really use that to open up, to move on the constitutional discussions that were taking place, and at the same time also overtures to try and open up with Turkey.
Now, according to sources, India has reacted to the rising violence in Syria by stating that the Indian embassy in Damascus remains operational and that all Indian nationals are safe. The Indian government has assured that the embassy is available to assist Indian citizens in Syria during this tumultuous period. Pakistan, which is closely monitoring the situation, has increased the security at the Pakistan embassy in Syria. The Pakistani government stated that the embassy is open for support and advice for Pakistani nationals living there.